The Treaty of Versailles was an agreement between the Allied leaders, France, United States, Great Britain, and Italy, that redrew the map of the world and gave Germany full responsibility for the war and the debt that followed. The treaty was signed on June 28th of 1919 at the last Versailles Palace near Paris. The redrawing of the map of Europe consisted of portions of Austria-Hungary being ceded to Italy, Poland, and Romania, and then the remainder into Austria, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, and Yugoslavia. The Ottoman Empire was also affected by this treaty. It was split up into smaller mandates that were run by local leaders but under the control of France and Great Britain. As a result, the reconstructed nations, each with ethnic and nationalist rivalries, were faced with making a new democratic government work.
The Treaty of Versailles dictated by the Allies that Germany had to be responsible for the war. This gave the Allies the right to take German land and to make cuts in the army, navy, and air force. They also demanded large amounts of money to compensate for the war. The land, Germany must retreat from Russia, Belgium, and France. Austria had to be set free, and to assure this new peace, the League of Nations was formed to guarantee peace and safety around the world. Germany lost land to France, Belgium, Poland, Lithuania, and Czechoslovakia. And of course, Germany had to take blame for the war. At the end, Germany would have to pay reparations for most of the war, and most of this money would go to Belgium and France, to be exact.
The most important men at the Versailles Conference were Georges Clemenceau, the Prime Minister of France, Woodrow Wilson, the President of America, and David Lloyd George, the Prime Minister of Britain. All three of these men never wanted another war to happen again. However, they all disagreed on how to do this. Georges Clemenceau wanted revenge and to punish the Germans for what they had done. He wanted to make Germany pay for the damage done during the war, and he also wanted to weaken Germany so that France would never be invaded again. President Woodrow Wilson wanted to end the war by making a fair peace. In 1918, he published the 14 points which he used to justify his call for disarmament in the League of Nations, where countries would talk out their problems without having to go to war. He also believed in self-determination for the people of Europe. The Prime Minister of Britain, David Lloyd George, said he would make Germany pay because he knew that was what the British people wanted to hear. He wanted justice, but said the peace must not be harsh. That would just cause another war. He tried to get to a halfway point, a compromise between Wilson and Clemenceau. He also wanted to expand the British Empire and control the seas, and also control the resources in North Africa and South Africa. The strict treaty obligations put on Germany in the end was not enough to stop another world war from happening. It actually was the reason why another one started.